All righty. All righty. Good morning, evening. I'm Orange G, and this is the Orange G Swac Sports Network. Hope everybody had a safe and great weekend. The weather's starting to change. It's time to get out them grills and start the tailgate. You ain't got to worry about that 100-degree heat. What a weekend in the Swac. First of all, congratulations to the Swac West. Somebody finally won a game over there. Southern won, Grambling won, and UAPB won. My pick of the week. That makes me 4-0. Y'all gonna listen to me. All right, let's get down and dirty and heavy into it. Starting with Thursday. Woo! Bethune-Cookman started off getting thumped by Miami, 48-7. Mississippi State Valley on Saturday. Valley, yeah. Y'all gonna beat somebody, but it wasn't gonna be Delta State in the Delta Classic, 35-7. Delta State all on top of them. Grambling, who I think has the best offense in the SWAC, we'll get into that a little later on, beat FMU, Florida Memorial University, 58-22. In that Grambling game, if you look at that offense, the running back I thought was going to have a better game than what he had, but Miles Crawlin threw for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hey, Florida whatever Memorial. Yeah, I understand you D2, but y'all came to play. No big deal. Crawley, hey, that's your second game with multiple touchdowns passing. I just don't understand how you're not player of the week one of these weeks. But like I said, I don't have a vote for that. Like I said, Chance Williams, who had that breakout game against LSU, he had 106 yards rushing against LSU. He only had 11 carries for 46 yards. Man, he caught an 18-yard touchdown pass. So I think Grambling gonna be all right. We're gonna see this weekend though, because about time we get to see some conference. All right, moving right along. Arkansas Pine Bluff defeated Miles 21-20. I believe this was the best game in HBCU this weekend. I have no idea why it wasn't televised nationally, but it was on the UAPB network. Pine Bluff, the running back, B.J. Curry, had a 79-yard touchdown, long run. They jumped out on Miles, 14-0. But I tell you what, I don't know too much about that Miles team besides they don't quit. They came back, and they do not give up. That game went down to the wire. Congrats to UAPB, but hey, Miles, I'm pretty sure it's some folks in the SWAC don't want to play you next year. Salute to y'all. All right, Curry finished with 98 yards rushing off 12 carries. Whew. And that young man was moving. Miles, like I said, Miles had came back, but UAPB, you got to get more out of your quarterback in the passing game. So he only threw for 64 yards with a touchdown pass. Oof. That's rough, man. But hey, a win is a win. And like I said, Miles do not play. They really Miles really showed the heart of a D2 team, going to 2 SWAC stadiums and almost pulling off 2 victories. So you gotta you gotta give them the props because ain't too many D2 schools even coming nowhere near that. So I can definitely salute them and give them their props. Now, moving right along to the rest of the games, like I said, the Swac West finally started winning. I'm so happy for y'all. My goodness. I got tired of seeing 0 and 0 and 0 and 0 and 0 and 0 and so now it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So like I say, the Swac West is wide open, man. All right. FAMU took on University of West Florida. That wasn't too much of a game. 31-10, FAMU dominated. Now this game here surprised a lot of people. Not me. Alcorn State, congratulations on your first victory. You only put up 17 points, but hey, a win is a win. McNeese only put up 3. Your running back, who I still believe is the best running back in the SWAC, Mr. Howard. He finished with 98 yards and a touchdown. And I still think your quarterback, he almost there. It's getting better. He went 13 of 18, 98 yards. Whew. But the Braves piled up 229 yards of offense on the ground. So the ground game from Alcorn, hey, like I said, it's gonna be a little trouble, man, for the SWAC West. I hope y'all ready. And now it gets bad. SMU beat Prairie View like they stole something. I don't know what's worse, 70-something to 10 or 14 or 69-0. I don't know, Prairie View. I said it would take a perfect game, but it's all good. Hey, man, take them L's, man. And a lot of work to do, man, when you get beat 69-0. A lot of work. But SMU, like I said, these schools are paying y'all money. I don't agree with it, but I understand the financial situation at a lot of these HBCUs, and especially in the SWAC. But I just think that this is just embarrassing and wrong. You ain't gonna pay me $300,000-$400,000 to embarrass me on TV, to pad your stats up. And then SMU can't beat nobody in their own damn conference. So, hey, man, it is what it is, man. I'm not going to harp on it. Moving right along. Alabama, A&M, and Southern. Uh-oh. Jaguar alert. Jaguar alert. The Jags won a game in Baton Rouge. Ain't this something? Whoa, Nelly. Southern, you got to win. Oh, man. Y'all ain't won a game, man, since last season. I'm just messing with y'all. But the Jaguars opened up the game with a 7-play, 68-yard drive, capped off by a quarter 17 yards pass from Harold Blood. Harold Blood, I'm starting to like you, young brother. I'm starting to like you. Keep doing your thing. Like I said, man, you look like you got a confidence. You're not a bad quarterback. Not a bad quarterback at all, man. So, you finished 14 of 24 for 202 yards. That's way, and a touchdown and no interceptions. Come on, man. Hey, it's only week 3. Now you about to get into it, man. Southern defense was stingy again, only giving up 10 points. It's pretty good. Now Alabama A&M, Quincy Casey, I expected more out of you, man. 19 of 39 for 228 with an interception. Come on, man. I expected a little bit more out of you, Quincy. And Coach Maynard, hey, I don't know what to tell you, sir. It only get harder. You're in the East, Alabama A&M. Jackson State, they extra mad. I would be if I was a JSU fan. All right, Texas Southern Rice, 59-7. My goodness, man. That, whew, another one of them games, man. All right, and then to wrap it up, the slaughter down in San Marcos. I was there, and I said Friday, TJ Philly was going to carve y'all up if y'all let him. And TJ Philly carved them up. Texas State scored 11 touchdowns. That is crazy to think about. Somebody scoring 11 touchdowns in one game. But it's all good, though. All right, Mr. Brown, you had 209 yards. Hey, Miller had 98 yards rushing. You got a lot to work on, but this Texas State team is not nobody to like, like, okay, yeah. They went down into Baylor and beat Baylor the first game. So, is it a quarterback controversy at JSU? Hey, man. The only good thing for Mr. Brown, you playing against Bethune this week. Just saying. You lucky you ain't playing against Alcorn or Gremlin, because you might have got pulled. But hey, it is what it is, man. But that's the scores in a nutshell. And this week coming up in the Swac, the conference games are starting to come up, which is a good thing. I'm so ready for conference football games. Now we're gonna take a look at the overall standings before we move on to the Saturday's games. And the standings, it ain't too much has changed, but as you can see, in the East, FAMU still 1-0, 2-1 in the overall. Alabama State 1-1, Jackson State 2-2. Hey, 4 games on the road, new coach, new players. You won 2, you lost 2. Only one of them is a conference game that you lost. Be happy. You survived. You still 0-1 in the Swac. Look, Bethune 1-2. Alabama A&M 1-2. Mississippi Valley 0-2. So hey, Alabama State, you playing FAMU this week. That's my game of the week. And woof, gonna shock y'all who I'm gonna pick. But the West, Southern and Prairie View, with Prairie View having the tiebreaker right now. Both of them won a SWAC game, but Prairie View won a conference game. They 1-2. Arkansas Pine Bluff 1-2. Alcorn State 1-2. Grambling 1-2. So the West, not too much has changed besides a couple of those schools got their first victory. So that's the SWAC in a nutshell. The discussion that I was having earlier was about attendance at SWAC games. I was at the game Saturday. The Texas State, it wasn't a sellout, but it was damn near there. Sunday, as I was reviewing games and looking over stuff, like I said, the Miles and UAPB probably was the best game. Nobody from Miles traveled. UAPB barely had a crowd there. We cannot generate revenue for our athletic department if we do not put people in them stands. I don't know what it takes for Swac fans to go to these games. You just can't depend on Jackson State coming in town to have a crowd. FAMU, you didn't sell out either. Come on now. Home openers. When are we going to see 20, 25,000, 30,000 people back at in these seats? Now, granted, I've said this before, these classics come along when Fairview played Grambling. You mean to tell me y'all can put 56,000 there, but you can't even put 20,000 at your own home game? Fix that, man. I don't know what else to tell you. It's economics. If you can sell out or get close to selling out every home game, your revenue starts to go up in the millions. I keep going back to what Jackson State did 2 years ago. $30 million in revenue to the city of Jackson. You can call it the prime effect or whatever you want to call it. The fans came. Jackson State always leads the FCS. Yes, it's good to win the Swac, the East and the West. It's good to have a Swac championship. But if you're not putting people in these seats, your revenue is very small and very slim. We got to fix that problem, man. I do my part. I give out 2 tickets. So, hey, fix this, man. Because 8,000, 9,000 people at a game, man. Come on. That's just ridiculous, man. Anyway. All right. We're going to move on to this week games. Woo. Thursday, ESPNU. I'm afraid to even look at this attendance. Alabama A&M against Pine Bluff. Coach Maynard, you got a Thursday night game. Alabama A&M fans, please come out to this game. ESPNU, there's nothing wrong with being on ESPNU. Thursday night games are supposed to rock. Everybody want to say work, school, this and that. If that's the case, tell them you don't want it. You get national exposure. It's only going to be the NFL is on Prime, so you have college on ESPN, and then you have and then you have your own ESPNU. So Alabama A&M, please come out. Arkansas Pine Bluff, hey man, and y'all got a good team. So we'll see. This game here, the old Circle City Classic or whatever, the Capital City, whatever the hell it used to call, up in Indianapolis. North Carolina Central versus Mississippi State Valley. Valley, hold on. North Carolina Central is out for blood this year. Hold on, Valley. That's all I can tell you. Texas Southern and Grambling. Uh-oh. Another home game for Grambling? Uh-oh. Y'all going to be on HBCU Go. Texas Southern? Hey, that Grambling offense is rolling. That's all I can tell you. That Grambling offense is rolling. All right, the game of the week, which I will be predicting Friday. Alabama State versus Florida A&M in Tallahassee. Alabama State, this is a great opportunity, not only for you to bounce back from that loss against Miles, but it's a great opportunity for you to establish yourself as a powerhouse in the Swac East. FAMU is riding high and cocky. I ain't never seen the school so happy that they lost to USF like they was almost had them. Turned the ball over them 4 times in the first half. But hey, man, that's neither here nor there, man. This game is gonna be on ESPN Plus, 4 Central, 5 Eastern. That's gonna be my game of the week. Yes, FAMU, you made it to my game of the week. So we will definitely be back Wednesday with a good report on hopefully injury report. These schools that I don't blame them. I wouldn't be out there telling somebody so and so hurt, so and so this and that. But what's good, homie? What's that, Dagger? What's happening with you? Doing these Swac sports. All right, the last bit of game Saturday. Prairie View versus Alcorn in Lorman. 6 p.m. Central. That might be what both of these schools need. A good old-fashioned ground and pound. Because both of your quarterbacks are suspect. But both of y'all running games are pretty good. This might be might be the best game of the week. Might be. But my game of the week is Alabama State and FAMU. Now, Jackson State versus Bethune. After Jackson State had that embarrassing loss down there in San Marcos, Bethune, you might want to hold on. They coming. See, like Mr. Brown have a bad game or a decent game, 209 yards ain't that bad. But the next week, in some trouble. And Bethune, you they victim. I don't expect too much from you, man. But we'll see. But that Alcorn versus Prairie View A&M, that game should have been on ESPN Plus. But hey, when you 1-2 versus 1-2, I guess nobody want to watch it. So the Grambling Texas Southern game, like I said, Texas Southern, you better be ready because Grambling offense is rolling. But this will be a much better weekend in the SWAC. Now we get to see how you act on against SWAC opponents. And Alcorn and Prairie View, that is actually a conference game. So is Texas Southern and Grambling. So the SEC, there we go again. The SWAC West might have, well, no, it'd probably be a three-way tie. If Grambling win and Alcorn win, they'll be tied with Prairie View. All of them would have one conference win. So, hey, you can be a three-way tie, man. Jackson State, if you lose to Bethune-Cookman, your season is over with. SWAC East-wise, which I don't see you losing to Bethune. But FAMU, Alabama State, that's a conference game in the East also. Alabama State, hey, man, hopefully you can go down there and make some noise. If not, we're going to be in for a long week of FAMU bragging. Like, you know, they the 85 Bears or somebody, and they play like the Buffalo Bills. But anyway, but it's all good, though, man. I'm going to tell y'all this, man, before I get up off here. This weekend is gut check time for all 12 schools. Gut check time. If you don't believe me, just look at the schedule. Look who's playing. You playing somebody in your not only a SWAC school, but you playing in your conference. It's going to be a good weekend now. I will be at my house. I'm not traveling. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going any games. So you already know that grill starts up, that pot gets hot. Man, the grill going to be hot, the pot going to be hot. Man, and it's going to be all night party. So until Wednesday, I'll see y'all later. Peace.